Well, good afternoon, good evening, what I don't know what time it is now. What's happened today? It's Iain from Ranking the Obscure. Hope everyone's okay. Hope everyone watched ELP's programme that I did earlier today. And as promised, I am now doing the ranking the albums from my least favourite to my favourite of Canadian rockers, Nickelback, the band that everybody loves to hate. But personally, I like them. It's okay having these intricate rock bands like Dream Theater, Symphony X, and all this complicated stuff, but there's nothing wrong with just basic rock and roll. And this is all Nickelback are, basic rock and roll. They're not renowned for ripping guitar solos, but some of their riffs are absolutely astonishing. If people say, well, they're not very popular. Well, Nickelback are one of the most commercially successful rock bands from Canada. They've sold over 50 million albums worldwide. So they must be doing something right. They were formed back in 1995, and they ran them out Hannah in Alberta. And at the time we had it's Chad Kroeger, the singer, Ryan Peake, Mike Kroeger, and their younger brother. I think the younger Kroeger was drummed on the first album. So basically you've got a steady lineup of Chad Kroeger, Ryan Peake and Mike Kroeger. So you've got a steady, then they've just had 3 drummers. So steady lineup, 9 albums. So let's go straight into them. Okay. Coming in at number 9 is their second album from 1998, The State. On this we got Ryan Vidal on credited as playing the drums, but the drums were actually done by someone called Mitch Gudwan, but he performed on the album. Okay, this album on the whole, it's got some good riffs and that, but what lets this album down is the drumming. I don't know what the production of the drumming on this is not very good at all, and it sort of spoils the album. First track on the album is Breathe. It's a good track, but the drums sound so tinny. It sounds like it's being played on a Fisher Price drum kit. Doesn't sound right at all. Second track, Cowboy Hat. This has got a great heavy riff at the start, but then again them drums it's got a hollow sound to it. It's very disappointing because the actual songs are really good on this. Then we get Leader of Men. This has got some nice guitar riffs, but the drums are still crap. I'm not used to saying this about bands I like, but this album is pretty dull. We do get a good track on the 4th track, Old Enough. It's a great track. The drums do sound a little bit better on this one. Then we get Worthy to Say. Again, nice guitar riffs, nice vocal, but the drums. Then we get Digging This. It's just the same again. This has got a great riff and bass line, but those drums, they just spoil it. Then we get Deep. This has got a grungy guitar sound, but the drums actually fit in with this song, so it's not too bad. Then we get The Last Run. Love the opening riff of this. And then guess what then? Tin pot drums come in. Next track, Not Leaving Yet. Again, driving opening riffs. And then the drums, acceptable on this. Then we get Hold Your Hand. Another good track, but the drums just sound cheap and nasty on this. And then to finish off the album on my version, we got Leader of Men, acoustic version. They removed the drums, it'd be fine. So take the drums out or redo the drums and this album would be pretty damn good. But as it stands at the moment, it's number 9 in my list. Okay then, coming in at number 8 is the 2003 album The Long Road, their 4th album. This was the last time that Ryan Vigdal would play drums, and then you got the rest of the guys. Okay, first track on the album, Flat on the Floor. This is a great rocker. It's got them very familiar Nickelback riffs. Absolutely great track. It's very short, 2 minutes and 2, but it's a great way to start the album. Then we have Do This Anymore. It's got a nice beat to this with a catchy hook, great solo, and nice guitar effects, wah-wahs and distortions, and it's really, really good. Then we get Someday. It's one of them radio hits, bit cheesy. Unfortunately, that's Nickelback's downside. They have wrote some cheesy stuff, but this one's actually listenable. Sounds better live. There's a couple of their concerts on YouTube are worth a watch. Really good live, that is, Someday. Then we get Believe It or Not. This is a real driving rocker. It's got an unusual timing to the drums on this, but it actually works. I like these tracks where you get the drumming is a little bit out from the song, but it makes a good song. Then we get Feeling Way Too Damn Good. It's a ballad type song. Got some nice guitar parts, and then during the riff there's a great riff in the chorus, which Nickelback do a lot. They have a nice quiet verse, and then when they come to do the chorus, it's a bit more upbeat. Next track on the album, Because of You. This is very grungy. Good track. It's dirty sounding. The riff is really dirty. And then there's a song, the next song, Figured You Out. It's got some nice funny lyrics, and definitely written about someone that Chad knew, because it's too real. It's got some nice riffs with it, got a nice kick to it, nice melodic sound. It's one of them songs that you can't get out of your head, but it's a really good song. Then we've got Should Listened. This is like a semi-acoustic sound. Another personal song, really good. And the best track on the album is Throw Yourself Away. It's got some heavy riffs. It's got the sound on this, and the production is all awesome. Chad's voice, again, I keep saying this about most singers. He is underrated, and he gets too much stick. He is a good singer, you know, for what they do. Then you get Another Hole in Your Head. This is a steady rock track. And then See You at the Show, one of the cheesiest tracks by Nickelback. It's okay. I wouldn't keep putting it on just as a random track, but this, most of the songs you just put the album on and let it roll, and I don't skip over any of these tracks. I just put the album on. It's one of them. They're one of these bands that you, if you just want to put something on and have a bit of a good time, bit of riff. It's the sort of thing I put on when I'm doing housework, because it's just light, entertaining, and keeps me going. Okay, enough about the domestics. Okay then, coming at number 7 is the 2005 album, one of their most successful, 5th album, All the Right Reasons. This is the first album with their current drummer Daniel Adair. A really good album. It's got one of my favourite tracks on there, and it's got a couple of others that are sort of in my top 10. First track, Follow You Home. Got the drumming on this, new drummer, and he comes in with a great heavy drum on this. Heavy riffs, solo corker. He's because I'm getting tongue tied now. Nickelback are not renowned for long guitar solos, but when there is a solo, they're usually pretty good. And the bass line in this is just mean, absolute brilliant track. Second track, Fight You for All the Wrong Reasons. It's another solid song with a catchy hook again. That's what I like about this band, catchy hooks, and you hear that riff, and your head goes, your foot starts tapping. And then we get Photograph. I've never been a fan of this song. I know there's lots of people out there that love it, but no, not for me. Too sloppy, too cheesy. Give me the bucket. But after that we get one of the best songs that they've ever done, Animals. This is a great rocker. It's opened their shows for a while. It's one of my favourite tracks by Nickelback. It's got a great riff, great vocal, terrific. Next track, Saving Me. It's a good power ballad. Don't mind the odd power ballad, and one thing that Nickelback are good at is doing these power ballads, and they're terrific. Then we get Far Away. Well, that's another cheesy thing. I'm going to skip next. Next track is called Next Contestant. It's got some nice guitar effects on this. Got a catchy hook to it, and then riffs again. Then we have Side of a Bullet, another good rocker here. Gets your head going. Then another ballad, If Everyone Cared. It's okay. I don't dislike it. I don't say it's all my favourite, but it's there. Then we get Someone That You're With. It's a steady rocker, and the bass line in this is terrific. It just it's worked round this bass line, and everything else sort of intermingles with it. Great track. And then to finish off, we have Rockstar, and that comes into the category. It's a good song, but I won't get upset if I never hear it again. Got no problems with it, but it's just one of the tracks that gets played and played and played. Okay, moving swiftly on. Number 6 is the 2017 album, 9th one and the current one at the moment, Feed the Machine. Terrific album. Starts off with the title track, Feed the Machine. Great start to this album. Hard, heavy riffs, just what you need to open up an album. Chad's singing great on this. Just some great solid riffs. Then we get Coin for the Ferryman. This is my favourite track on this album. It's a good rocker. The drumming in this is awesome. I'd say he's Adrian Adair is, whatever his name is. I might have said the wrong name there. No, Daniel Adair. He is probably the best drummer they've had. Absolutely cranks it out, hard, heavy. Then we get a song called Song on Fire. It's an okay song, bit cheesy, but the string arrangement is terrific. What more do you need? Forget the words, just listen to the arrangement of the song. Great. Then we get Must Be Nice. This is a riff that just gets into your head, and once you've listened to it, you can be doing something else and your head's going round, and then that riff comes into your head. It's very drivey and hooky, so it's once you've listened, I wish that would go out of my head. Next track, After the Rain. This is a slower tempo rock song, again with some great strings. Good song. Then we have For the River. It's got another of those meaty Nickelback riffs. And Chad's vocals on this, he's almost rapping, but he gets faster and faster, but he still holds it. He doesn't miss a beat or anything. It's a terrific song. Then we get Home. Again, another of these slower tempos, but a real good track. It's got a good guitar solo on this one as well. The chorus has the strings come in. Terrific track. Very solid. Then we get a song called The Betrayal Act 3. It's steady-hearted in riffs again. What you expect from Nickelback. Then we get Silent Majority. A great catchy song again. Then we get an unusual one called Every Time We're Together. It's basically an acoustic number with an industrial drum sound. Sounds great. And the last track on the album is The Betrayal Act 1. It's only an instrumental, but this is nothing like the rest of the album. It's mainly acoustic guitars with strings. It's fantastic. So it's a very short 2-minute thing, but it's really, really good. Okay then. Coming in at number 5 is their third album from 2001, Silver Side Up. Another album, say it's their breakthrough album. Got some really good tracks on here. Like the first one, Never Again. It's got a great bass opening, and then the driving riffs again makes this a really good opening track of an album. Really like that track. Second track, How You Remind Me. Okay, it's a bit overplayed, a bit cheesy, but it's got a great chorus, and Chad's vocal is awesome on this. It's actually one of them hit songs that I actually like. You know, it's okay, as I said, it's cheesy, but I like that one. Nothing wrong with that one. Next track on the album is Woke Up This Morning, not to be confused with Nazareth. This has got a quirky riff. Again, it goes round in your head, and Chad's doing a bit of rapping on this again. It's different, but it's great. Then we get Too Bad. And guess what, folks? That tinny drum's back. So that ruins that one. Then we get Just For. Love this song. It's got that steady beat. Solo in this is terrific. Very solid track. Next track, Hollywood. Awesome track. It's a slower track. It's got driving riffs. Great backing vocals on this. Really, really good song. Then we get Money Bought. Oh, another corker. If you like your riffs hard, heavy and basic, Money Bought's the track for you. You don't need to be complicated. As long as it's a good tune, good, keeps the beat, absolutely brilliant. And then we get Where Do I Hide? Another raunchy Nickelback riff that just won't go out your head. Like Hangnail. They're all just solid songs. Then we get the best track on the album. It's a great combo. It's called Good Times Gone. Great combo of acoustic and electric guitars. There's a guest guitarist, Iain Thornley, doing some neat stuff on a slide guitar. Absolutely makes this track terrific. Terrific song. On the whole, it's an album it's a bit commercial, but it's an enjoyable album. Okay. Coming in at number 4 is the debut album from 1996, Curb. The drummer on this is Brandon Kroger. So he's either, I don't know if he's a brother or because I couldn't find that out. But this has got to be the heaviest and rawest album from Nickelback. If you've not heard this one and you're going on the more commercial sounding ones, go and listen to this. because this is raw. I love this album. First track, Little Friend. It's raw, it's heavy, great solo, great way to start the album. Second track, Pusher. This is one of them tracks where everyone just plugs in and goes. It's raw. Some of the tracks on this album, although they're not the same, reminds me of Status Quo's Pile Driver. And I like that sort of thing where you just go in, plug your guitar in, and away you go. Third track, The Tangler. This is a lot more like a punk song. Great bass in this. You know, 1996 punk. It's great. Then we get the title track, Curb. This is a slower track, very grungy, but I love this track. But then we get a song called Where. Great rocker, and it was sort of laying down the foundations of what we were going to get from Nickelback. Love them or hate them, they know how to make a good song. Next song, Fall Back On. The timing in this changes throughout the song, but it works to a great effect. Then we get C Groove. This is the best track. It's got a great bass line. It's the rawest track on the album. This is just when you say it's that dirty sound, that dirty grunge sound. And now I'm not a great fan of grunge music. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a great fan of Nirvana or the Foo Fighters. You know, everyone to their own. I know they're successful, and I know a lot of guys like them. Fair play to you. But this is one sort of grungy track I do like. Next track, Fly. This is more of an indie rock track. I'm going to remind you of. I've got a band I like from America called Dishwalla. It's on that sort of thing. But you'll find out about Dishwalla in the near future. Then we get Just For, solid track, good rocker. Now the next one left. The riffing in this is like Black Sabbath. That's absolutely belter. Then we get Window Shopper, nice name for a track. Another raw rock song, plug in and go. That's what it says on the tin. Then the last track on the album, I Don't Have, another great raw track. The guitars and bass on here are terrific, and even the drumming's not too bad on this. Really good track. So if you've not heard their very first album, I recommend it because it's nothing like the rest of the albums. Okay then, coming in at number 3 is their 7th album from 2011, Here and Now. This is solid. I remember the first time I heard this, I thought, oh, this is good. First track on this album is This Means War. Great opening track as usual, and it's got this clunky bass riff. It's absolutely belted. Great riffs again. Chad's vocals on this song are really good as well. Then we get a track called Bottoms Up. This has got a drum beat start, dynamite riff, and a great vocal. Very catchy song. One of them songs that you know the words to, and if you saw them, they'd probably do this. Then we get a popular song, one of their hits, When We Stand Together. Although it's a very cheesy song, it's got a great bass line. You can't say much more than that. Then we get Midnight Queen, storming rocker, heavy killer track. Really heavy and noisy. Track 5 is Gotta Get Me Some. Got one of them catchy hooks again, and a riff that really rocks. And then we get a ballad called Lullaby. This is probably my favourite ballad. I keep saying ballad, I don't know why. Ballad from Nickelback. It's the arrangement. It's fantastic. You've got some nice piano work, some awesome strings. And I'm not one for going that, oh, I love sloppy songs, but forget the words. The arrangement again is absolutely terrific. Next track is Kiss It Goodbye. This has got another grungy bass and guitar. And this is why I like this band. Basically from that sort of that sound. Okay, next one is Trying Not to Love. Another great ballad. I've said the right word this time. It's got it's got a great arrangement. If you just take away the cheesy lyrics to the background, forget what he's singing, but listen to the music, terrific. Then there's Holding On to Heaven. It's just one of them standard Nickelback tracks, solid, great. Then we get Everything I Want to Do. This song, as I said, yes, we know that Nickelback are not known for doing great solos, but this one's not just got one, it has short bursts of guitar solo, absolutely great. Then we have a song called Don't Ever Let It End. This is a cheesy filler at the end of the album. Not impressed with that one, but it still makes number 3 on my list of the album because the rest of the album is just fantastic. Okay then, coming in at number 2 is their 8th album from 2014, No Fixed Address. This is solid top to bottom, like the top 3 is. There's not a, apart from that last track on the other, there's not a bad track on these albums. No Fixed Address is a really good album. Starts off with a track called Million Miles an Hour, and as it says in the title, it does go at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Great rocker. Then we get Edge of a Revolution. It's another one of them cheesy Nickelback songs, but I like this one because it's got a catchy beat, catchy song. It's good live. It's one of them good live tracks because everyone gets involved with it. Really good, and everyone knows it. Then we have a track called What Are We Waiting For? Not a fan of this one. It's to me it's boring, but I can see why people like that one, but I personally don't. Then we get a track called She Keeps Me Up. Again, this is a different sort of track we're getting from Nickelback. It's quite funky, got a really funky bass line, and it's got this disco-y type guitar, but it's pretty good. I do like it. Then we have Make Believe Again, another solid track, just what it says on the tin for Nickelback. Then Satellite, it's an okay song, quite pleasant. Set on the fence with that one, I don't dislike it. Don't think it's rubbish, it's just an ordinary sort of song. Then we get my favourite track, Get 'Em Up. This is all about, this has got a great story to this song. It's about a bank heist. It's got catchy lyrics. Love the riffs, and it all works well together, and I just like it. It's one way of putting it, it's nothing like it, but if you think about Genesis robbery, assault and battery, the lyrics are in that sort of vein. It's a really good song, and I love it. In fact, it's in my top three. So that's how good it is. Next track, The Hammer's Coming Down. This is a slower song, but solid as ever. It's got one of them choruses where it's quite heavy and it just hits you in the face. Brilliant. And then unfortunately we get another cheesy song, Miss You. Then we get Got Me Running. This is another funky track. and we got horns in this one, and I love horns in rock music. And it goes well, and I love that track. Then the last track on this is called Sister Sin. It's an acoustic song that rocks, if you get what I mean. It's a really good track. So we come to number 1. This album starts off with my top 2 songs of all time by Nickelback, and the first 4 songs just make it my number 1. We're talking about their 6th album from 2008, Dark Horse. First track, Something in Your Mouth. This is the best opening track of a Nickelback album. From that screechy guitar riff and the sort of rappy vocal from Chad, absolutely belter to open an album. Second track, my favourite track of all time from Nickelback, Burn It to the Ground. From that thumping bass drum that starts it, the heavy riffs, it is just brilliant. Really uplifting, bouncy rock track, just what you want. And then we got one of the hits off the album, Gotta Be Somebody. It is a cheesy song, but the hook just gets you. Great song. And then we get I Come For You. Great arrangement, great songs. Forget the sloppy lyric. Listen to the music. Next track, next go around. This starts off with like a duel of guitars, so you get a da 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 da, and then it goes into a great riff, and then you got this vocal effect. It sounds like he's singing. I want to say it sounds like he's singing in the bath in the room, and then all of a sudden it comes in with a proper vocal. Brilliant track. Brilliant how they've done that. Then we get Just Get High, another storming rocker in the same vein as the first 2 tracks. Heavy, great riffs, brilliant. Then we get a track called Never Gonna Be Alone. That's a pleasant ballad, nothing wrong with that. Shaking Hands, this just rocks. All them catchy riffs and bass lines, terrific. Then we have a track called Sex, another solid rocker. And then we get If It Was Your Last Day. This has got a deep bass line, drum moves with this track and guitar. It just has the guitar solos, these little riffs and a blistering chorus riff. So you get these ding dings and what I call ding dings, and then you get this chorus, it's a boom, terrific. Then we got the last track on the album, This Afternoon. It's a good solid rocker, you can't go wrong with it. So hopefully that's given you a better insight of Nickelback. And if you don't like them, go and listen to a bit of it, just to see, especially the first album. Go and listen to the first album. Okay, that's end of that one. So the important bits, subscribe, like, don't forget we are on Facebook. There is a Twitter account now, all the same, Ranking the Obscure, and we'll be back another day with some more fantastic shows. So for now, I will say au revoir and take care. Bye for now.